Well, Tyler and Kory, thank you guys for being here from Red Rocks Worship. Would one of you guys maybe just jump in, give us a little bit of your backstory and what the two of you guys are doing with Red Rocks?
Yeah, so we are two of the worship leaders with Red Rocks Worship. We are the worship community at a church here in Denver called Red Rocks Church. So we're really, really creative with the name. It was Red Rocks, and then it was either music or worship when we decided to go with worship. Keep it simple. No, kind of background history as far as our music goes is, about 7 years ago, we had started our second campus, and we became a multi-site church. And at that time, we had a worship leader over here and a worship leader over here, a couple of us, and we were trying to figure out, like, how do we do this? How do we create some synergy between the two campuses, right? Because we're one church, we're just different locations. But I like this. I like these songs, and no, this is more my style. And that's kind of what we, went back and forth on. So we decided, let's get together on Fridays, let's pray together, and let's write together. And so out of that came a song, an old song for us now, but kind of the start of everything was a song called "Fill This Place." And we just decided, you know what? There's something really cool about this thing. We write songs together, and then we can sing them at all of our locations. It's like the sound of our house. That's what we do, and we can all agree on that. So fast forward a little bit, we were writing some songs. We had a few of them that we were trying to work into the church, and then leadership came and said, "Hey, the weekend after Christmas, we want to get everybody off because you guys have just gone hardcore all week." For Christmas and then even all year. So same for our volunteers. And so we created this TV special called The Holiday Hangover. And that's what it was. And for The Holiday Hangover, we used these four original songs that we had written. And honestly, it was all just for the holiday hangover. But then, like, right before we were going to wrap and be done for the year and just go home, be with our families, one of our leaders, Eric Parks, was like, "Hey, why don't we just wrap this together and put it on iTunes and maybe make a little EP out of it?" We're like,
"Yeah,
can you do that? Is it that easy? Really?" And so we did that. And then for a couple days there, like, the Rooftop EP was number one for us. And so we're like, wow, maybe there's something to this. Maybe our church really does want us to write some music, and maybe does crave having these songs in their home. And so fast forward many years later now, that's exactly what we're doing. We're writing songs. This project happens to be called Things of Heaven. We're writing songs for our church and writing songs with the idea of putting these faith-filled anthems into the mouths of our people, capturing the sound of our house. And so, on Sunday morning, everybody's going to sing whatever you put on the screen, right? "Lord, you're good." "Oh, Lord, you're good." And they're just waiting for the next line. "Come on, give me the next line." These are different. We wanted to give them songs that they can sing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, when life is really great and when life maybe isn't so great. When they know what to pray and they know how to speak to the Lord, and when they don't. Let's just turn this music on. Let's just sing these hope-filled, faith-filled anthems. And so take church home with you. Church isn't on Sunday. We are the church. And so that's kind of like the big overall 30,000-foot view of a 7-year season.
Yeah, that's awesome. What, maybe to just jump straight into the song thing, like, so you're writing songs for your church. Maybe speak a little bit of the mindset. Like, were you thinking of, like, okay, our church really needs to sing about this theme, or like maybe just talk a little bit about how you guys wrote for this one?
Yeah, well, it was interesting because we wrote almost the entire record through COVID. So I feel like we had some pretty great fodder to go off of. I mean, people's lives, literally our whole world was a dumpster fire. So we were like, yeah, maybe there's something we need to say here. I feel like there was so much tension in so many people's lives. I mean, people were like, are my kids going to school? Do I have a job? What is anything normal? How do I go to the grocery store? There was just so many questions everywhere. So I felt like for this record, what we wanted to do is teach our church how to be stable through the whole thing, and be like, hey, we had a conversation where it was, we're tired. I was tired, and most of our worship leaders are tired of singing these songs that feel like we have to put on a version of ourselves and offer it to people. And part of the relief of this record and in the teaching was like, hey, no, Jesus is the only constant and the only standard that we have to lean on. We are like, everything is in question. So, but he is not, and he doesn't change. And so I feel like in writing the record, we wanted to start out with that perspective of, hey, God is like actually who he says he is. And let's give you a melody and a lyric that reinforces that so that you can just over and over tell yourself, you know? So yeah, I mean, it was so different. We were Zoom writing in our PJs at 1 p.m. drinking coffee, and you know, I was like, okay, this is new.
The way to do it. Yeah.
I really liked it.
Sure.